everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got a lesson for all the beginners out there. So what we're going to be looking at is three riffs, like, popular famous riffs that are just completely based on just the basic blues kind of shuffle thing that you may have already learned. So anyhow, with this I'm hoping to show you that with this simple shuffle pattern, there's like tons, and this is just three riffs. I mean, there's hundreds of them that are just based on these. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at this. Alright, so the first one to look at is Keep Your Hands to Yourself from the Georgia Satellites. So this one here is in A. So just starting off, I've just got my first finger here on the second fret of the D string, and I'm going to play the A string open. So we're going to be doing the shuffle. We're going to be switching back and forth between fretting the second fret of the D string and the fourth fret of the D string with your third finger, but meanwhile keeping the A string open. So we've got this just kind of a eighth note shuffle feel. So we're on the A, so this is A5 when we've got our first finger here. So we're playing 1 and then on the downbeat of 2 we put our third finger down here on the fourth fret for 3 and then back to, for 2 and then take it back off for 3 and back on for 4 and. So that's one measure. Now you just don't want it to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. You gotta put that you gotta put that swing on it, that groove. So one measure of that, and then we go on to just continue to do that. So we have 4 measures of this. So on the song originally, at the beginning of it, they start off at very kind of palm muted, really quietly, and then they kind of raise the dynamic. So after you do on the fourth measure of that, on the and of 4, we're just going to hit the D and G string open, and then that's going to lead us up to our next chord. So you got then we're going to go to a D. So all we're going to do is take our first finger and move it from the second fret of the D string to the second fret of the G string, and now we're going to play the D string open. And we're going to do that same thing alternating between the second fret and the fourth fret, but now it's on the G string. So this, we have 2 bars of this. So and then we do the same thing. So this is just like your regular 12-bar blues where we've got 4 bars of the 1 chord, which is A, and then 2 bars of the 4 chord, which is, in this case, is D, and then back to 2 bars of the 1 chord again, and then finally ending with 2 bars of 1 and then 2 bars of 4 again. So we come to this D here on the 5th measure. So we do that on the and of 4 again, the open D and G string, and then back to A. And then on the and of 4 of the second measure of that, we do the open D and G string again, and now we're to the E. Back to we're on the low E here. So basically the same thing, but the low E string is open and we're on the second fret of the A string and the 4th fret. So this time here, we've got 2 measures. So we've got the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then on the downbeat of 4, with your second finger, you're going to reach up and grab the 3rd fret of the low E string, and we're going to bend that. But this is a quarter note, so this takes all of beat 4. And then we just end on that A on the downbeat of the next measure, and it's just an 8th note, so it's like 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's where it goes into the rest of the song. So the next we're going to look at is like the intro riff from Once Bitten, Twice Shy by Great White. So this one here, it's a very similar kind of a shuffle feel, but now we're going to be playing it in C. So we're going to come up here to the 8th fret of the low E with your first finger, and then we're going to go to the 10th fret of the A string with your second finger, and then your pinky is going to be alternating between going from the 12th fret of the A string and the 13th fret. Now, for some people it's easier to do it like this, use their third finger instead of their middle. So whichever way is more comfortable for you is fine. For me, this is just what works better. Alright, so this one we've got a little bit different of a shuffle feel to it. So we've got on the downbeat, well, beat 1, and then on the downbeat of 2, we go to 12 here, and then on the and of 2, it's just the low E string. So, and then on the downbeat of 3, we hit this first chord again. So it's like that. All right, so we've got 2 measures, kind of that feel, that. And then on the third measure, 12, and then reach up to 13, back to 12, back to 13, back to 12, back to 13, 12, 10. So that's the first 4 measures of it. And then starting on the 5th measure, it's kind of the same thing. Okay, then we've got this kind of cool thing here. We play the 8th fret twice on the low E. So that's 1 and then we're going to go to the 11th fret for 2, and then on the and of 2 to the 12th fret. So, and then we're going to bar the 10th fret of the A and the D string. So it's, and then we just do that again. But this time we don't play the 8 twice. So the first one. Like that. Alright, then the last one we're going to look at is the Jack by AC/DC. So this is the chorus part for it. So this is just another very common kind of 12-bar thing. So this time we're in E. So we're going to come down here, 2nd fret of the A string with your first finger, low E string is open. And we're going to just play that and then go to the 4th fret on the A string with your 3rd finger. So this is kind of like that Georgia Satellites one, but the timing on this one's a lot different. So this one here, it's all made up of triplets. So the first of the triplet is this, and then we rest on the 2nd note and then hit that again. So it's like da 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 da. Put your 3rd finger down on the 4th fret, da da da, back to that. So you got. So that's kind of the feel all the way through this. You got the. then we're going to switch to our 4 chord, which is A. So we're just going to move up. So now A string is open, 2nd fret of the D string, and 4th fret of the D string. Same feel, but now we've only got 2 measures of it. Back to the E for 2 measures. Alright, then we're going to go to our 5 chord, which is B. But now it's just going to change. So 2nd fret of the A string with your 1st finger, and the 4th fret of the D and G string with my 3rd finger. And now we've got that same timing, but we're just going to stay on here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So a whole measure of that. Then we're going to switch to an A5 and do the same thing for 1 measure. And then back to the same rhythm. And then that's our turnaround. So after we do the B5, A, so what we're doing there for our turnaround is we have the A5, but this time I'm using my middle finger so that way I can quickly get to this B flat 5. So the A5, B flat 5, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the A string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and then move that shape up a half step. So now you're on the 2nd fret of the A string and the 4th fret of the D string for your B5. And then it would just start over again. Alright, so there you have it. 3 easy beginner riffs that are, from popular rock songs that are based out of just the basic 12-bar kind of shuffle thing that you've probably already learned, or maybe you haven't learned yet, but there is, you can see that there's lots and lots of cool things that you can do with this. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.